Top the world is turning into a military flashpoint. The Arctic Circle is being viewed as an increasingly strategic region, with Russia and China on one side and the US and its allies on the other. In the latest, the US military has intercepted several Russian and Chinese bombers in international airspace near the coast of Alaska. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, has said in a statement that 2 Russian Tu-95s and 2 Chinese H-6s entered what is known as the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone. The aircraft were detected, tracked and intercepted and did not enter US airspace. The bombers were intercepted by US F-16 and F-35 fighter jets, along with Canadian CF-18s. According to US defense officials, this was the first time ever that Russian and Chinese aircraft have jointly entered the Alaska. This and also the first time Chinese H-6s have encroached off Alaska. China's defense ministry has responded, saying the air patrol with Russia near Alaska conformed with international law and was not aimed at a third party. The ministry spokesperson added that the patrol was conducted to test and enhance the level of cooperation between the 2 air forces. This confrontation in the Arctic airspace coming just days after the US released its Arctic strategy report, in which it claimed that growing cooperation between China and Russia in the Arctic could threaten regional stability. The Pentagon report was released earlier this week. It noted that in recent years, Russia has beefed up its military presence in the Arctic. Washington says Moscow has reopened and modernized several bases and airfields abandoned since the end of the Soviet era. China, on the other front, describes itself as a near-Arctic state and has its eyes on the region's mineral resources and new shipping routes. It has said that it intends to build a polar Silk Road. Beijing and Moscow have hit out at Washington's claims. They say their cooperation is not aimed against any other country and that America's criticism is misplaced and confrontational.
Российско-китайское сотрудничество никогда не направлено против каких-либо третьих стран или группы третьих стран, а направлено только на защиту интересов этих стран и на повышение уровня благосостояния народов 2 стран. Вот что можно сказать. Поэтому, да, проявления конфронтационности видны даже в этом документе, который был опубликован Пентагоном.
On Wednesday, Russia said it scrambled fighter jets to escort 2 British Typhoon fighter jets over the Black Sea. And just days ago, Moscow also said it scrambled jets to intercept 2 US military long-range bomber aircraft over the Barents Sea. It said 2 MiG fighter jets were scrambled when radar detected 2 US bombers approaching Russian territory. The Arctic is one of the last remaining untapped areas of the world. Its extreme temperatures have long acted as a natural barrier to exploitation. But climate change is enabling increased access to shipping as well as fossil fuels. The polar region is thereby being viewed as increasingly strategic. And military activity by the US, Canada, Russia and China has ramped up. Global warming is shrinking ice coverage in the Arctic, and global powers are keeping the pot boiling. As regional tensions in the Asia-Pacific flare up, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is set to embark on a 10-day tour across 6 countries in Asia. The visit to Laos, Vietnam, Japan, the Philippines, Singapore, Mongolia is one of his longest foreign trips to date. Washington hopes this will indicate a strong commitment to the region against its strategic challenger, China. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.